filming this? No,
Yeah, we filming this?
No, seriously, we're filming?
Yes.
Yeah. Bobby Cavin here from Studio MMA and MMA News with Melvin Guillard. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm really good. Last time I saw you was at UFC 132, and you were very, don't take me wrong, cocky at the post-fight press conference. You're like, I fight anybody. Your confidence is very high. How do you feel for this fight?
Well, one, I wouldn't call it cocky. I would just call it being a fighter. I mean, we're here to fight. We're not here to, I know we're here to do interviews and all the glamorous things, like taking pictures. But, man, I'm a fighter, man. Like, if there wasn't any cameras around, I'd probably be in a back alley somewhere fighting. You know, that's just the way I was brought up, you know. So I'm here to fight anybody that they put in front of me, man. And, you know, I say that with confidence because I send a statement to all fighters, man. I come to fight, you know. It's not about all the fame and all that. It's going to come. That comes with it. So why worry about a title, you know? The more I fight, the more I win. I'll have the belt before I know it, you know. So I like to put my focus around training and making sure I put guys away so that I don't leave it to the judges and be a victim of a bad call.
And how do you feel about Joe Lazar and especially his ground game?
His ground game doesn't frighten me at all, but he's a very talented guy, very dangerous. But I have to fight my fight and fight the style fight where I don't give guys a chance to get comfortable. If you let a guy like Joe Lazar get comfortable and get going, you know, it can be a bad night for me. It was the same way with the Dunham fight. It was the same way with the Shane Roller fight. Those guys were just as good as Joe Lazar on the ground as well. I just never gave him a chance to get started. So I'm gonna enter the cage Saturday night the same way. You know, going 100 miles an hour going forward.
How much have you changed since the Ultimate Fighter show and now?
Have you saw that show? Yeah. Right. I'm not that same kid. I don't even know who that kid is. Yeah, you know what's crazy? The first time, well, my wife, you know, she wasn't with me when I was on Ultimate Fighter, but she met me shortly after. And her mom and dad were watching one of the finales that came on. It was season 2. Yeah. And at the time, we were living with them. Dude, I was so embarrassed. I, like, stayed upstairs the whole time. I wouldn't even go and watch it with them. But you know what? I always remember my grandfather telling me, you know, not long ago, I sat down with him and he was like, you know, you're not that same kid. You know, you use that, you've grown in leaps and bounds. And that means a lot coming from my grandfather. My grandfather has a very big influence on my family. And for it to come from the man of the family, you know, it meant a lot to me. And I think that's probably a lot of reasons why now, you know, I carry myself a certain way. Is because I want to be a man of integrity for my family as well, you know. And it makes my grandfather, I know my dad's proud of me right now for how things are going, and my family's proud. So at the end of the day, family's important to me.
Also, Rashad was your teammate back then, and now you train with him in Florida. How is the training going to Florida and going to Jackson?
Hey, man, you know what? The training there is just as good as it is at Jackson's, you know. It's a great group of guys, good coaches. You know, I like being in both places right now. You know, if there come a time where something changes and they make me choose, I hope they don't, because I'm not good at choosing. So please don't make me choose, you know. But right now, man, you know, it's about me having a formula for success, man. And right now, there's coaches in both areas. It's like night and day, man. It's two different styles completely. And I have the privilege of being around both sets of coaches. I'm gonna take advantage of that because it's about me being a world champion. It's not about everybody's ego of what coach got the biggest nuts, you know. I don't care about that. I care about me winning and being successful after I start to win the title.
You know, actually in Sweden we have the same situation with different gyms. What is your advice to people, fighters in Sweden that train different gyms, and they hear the same thing, don't go to this gym, don't go to that gym?
My only advice to a fighter is make your own decision, you know. I was 14 years old and I turned pro when I was 16. That was my decision. When some of my coaches back then was like, no, you're too young, you're not ready. I turned pro at 16 and I was undefeated until my 22nd pro fight. You know, as a fighter, you have to make your own choices because right now, honestly, this sport is growing so fast. If you wait till you're 20, 25 to start fighting, you're a late bloomer. You know, you should have guys fighting at 11, 12, 14, you know, just competing though. Not professionally, but competing at least in the sport because, you know, it's like playing football. When you grow up playing football, you start at 5. Why not have 5, 6-year-olds doing MMA, but, you know, a very protective way, but show them how to play the sport because by the time, you know, a 5-year-old is my age, they'll be making millions in this sport, you know what I mean? So I think it's important that people start to interact and start to train in MMA a lot sooner.
Last question is, Are your kids gonna train MMA?
I don't have any kids, man. I'm my own kid, man. My wife have enough problems dealing with just me, you know. So
What about in the future? You're gonna put them in?
Yeah. You know, if I have a kid, I will put them in MMA. But I'm a strong believer in letting my kids choose their own path. That's the way my mom was with me. I won't ever make my kid play a sport. You know what? I hope my kid's a nerd. I hope my kids stay in front of a computer because I will keep my foot on their neck for school. You know what I mean? But making my kid play a sport, that's not my style, man.
Good luck to you on Saturday. Any last comments to your fans, especially in Europe?
Man, thanks to everybody in Europe, and hopefully I get to come visit you guys soon. I need a vacation.
Sweden, huh?
Yeah, Sweden.
Any reason why do you want to go there?
Nice in Sweden. Yeah, my wife like women too. Just putting that out there.
Thank you so much.
You got it, man.
Thank you. Good luck.
All right.